There are moments, maybe during dinner, maybe in the quiet of a parked car, when you realize she's not just being polite. She's not merely talking, she's sending signals. And most men completely miss it because the signs that a woman is interested aren't obvious. They're subtle. They're like quiet sparks hidden behind casual smiles and ordinary conversation. But if you learn to notice them, confusion becomes impossible. This isn't about being smooth or playing games. It's about presence. A man who is grounded, attentive, and fully aware can sense desire even when it isn't spoken aloud. Today, we're going to explore 10 clear signs a woman shows when she wants more than just your company. And believe me, it's not what most men expect. This isn't about gimmicks, cheesy pickup lines, or Instagram psychology. It's rooted in genuine female behavior, body language, and a touch of Stoic awareness. The kind that separates those who are distracted from those who are truly attuned. If you've ever walked away from an interaction thinking, was that just friendly, or was she trying to show me something? This video will give you the clarity you need. Before we jump in, hit subscribe. This channel is for men who move differently, who want to read people more accurately, lead with confidence, and never settle for superficial connections again. Sign 1, she touches you more than necessary. Let's make one thing clear. Accidental touch and intentional touch are two very different languages. A woman brushing past you in a crowded room may just be logistics. But when her hand lingers on your arm after a joke, when her fingers touch your shoulder every time she laughs, or when she adjusts your collar or fixes a piece of lint that could have waited, that's not random, that's deliberate. And most men don't know how to tell the difference. Take David, 42, a marketing consultant from Chicago. He's recently divorced, getting back into the dating world after nearly 2 decades. He meets Andrea, 36, at a professional networking event. The conversation is easy. The chemistry is subtle but present. She compliments his voice, touches his hand while making a point, lets her knee rest against his under the table just long enough for him to notice. David doesn't want to assume anything. He's respectful, grounded, stoic even, but he can't shake the feeling that every touch meant something more. And he's right. When a woman is interested, physically interested, her body moves toward you without asking for permission. It's instinctual, it's playful. It's her way of signaling, I feel safe with you, I'm open. That's how female desire works. It doesn't shout, it invites. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. That's true for the body too. If her mind is curious about you, her body will act like it already knows you. She'll make contact not just to break space, but to send a message. You're not just any man in the room. You're the one I'm drawn to. But here's where most men mess it up. They either ignore the signal or jump on it too fast. Stoic men don't chase touch. They observe it. They hold presence. They let the moment unfold without rushing in to own it. And that's the real test. Because when you don't lean in like every other guy, when you stay calm and steady, you become the one she doesn't forget. That doesn't mean you become cold. It means you become rare. And that, more than anything, makes the next touch even more intentional. Andrea reached out to David the next day. She said she felt comfortable in a way she hadn't in a long time. What she didn't say, but what her body already told him, was that the spark was there. And it started with a touch. So here's what to look for. Does she touch you when she doesn't have to? Does she initiate small moments of contact, even when she could avoid it? Does her touch feel curious, not casual? If the answer is yes, don't run, don't pounce, just notice. Because that's how attraction actually speaks, not in declarations, in cues. If you've ever felt that unspoken charge from a simple touch, drop this in the comments. I felt it too. Keep watching, because what comes next isn't something you'll notice with your eyes. It's something you'll hear in how she talks about things that aren't about sex. Sign 2. She brings up sex without really saying it. When a woman is curious about you in that way, She rarely just says it. She doesn't need to. She speaks in symbols, in stories, in jokes that aren't really jokes. It might sound like that movie was intense. You know the scene I'm talking about. Or maybe, my friend went on this wild date, let's just say it ended early. And she looks at you, not to laugh, but to see. Women who are physically attracted to a man don't always test his strength. Sometimes they test his containment. Can you handle a sexually charged moment without flinching, without getting flustered, without immediately turning it into a punchline or a pickup line? Here's the secret. When she brings up sex without really saying it, she's not just flirting, she's measuring your depth. She wants to know, are you driven by impulse or led by presence? The Stoics had a word for this, sophrosine. It means temperance, self-control, balance. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That's what she's looking for. Not a man who brags about what he wants, but a man who can sit in tension, hear the signal, and still remain centered. Because women know most men are hungry. Most men are ready to leap at the first sign of permission. But the rare ones, the men who listen, smile, and stay calm when the temperature rises, those men are dangerous in the most attractive way. She might tell a story that ends with, I probably shouldn't be saying this. She might ask, what do you think about people hooking up on the first date? She might just say, you strike me as the kind of guy who's good at understanding women. Pay attention. She's not being random. She's opening a door without putting her foot through it. She's handing you the match just to see if you'll light it. And the most powerful thing you can do, don't fumble for a comeback. Don't act like it didn't happen. Just look her in the eye. Smile like you've seen this game before, because you have. Let the moment sit there, warm and alive. That's how you turn curiosity into attraction, not by reacting, but by staying rooted, because when you're unshaken, she gets her answer. You're not just another man who wants her. You're a man she wants to be wanted by. If you've ever caught a woman testing your calm with something she said, drop this below. I didn't flinch. Stick around, because the next signal isn't in her words or stories. It's in her eyes and how long they stay locked on you. Sign 3. Her eye contact lingers longer than it should. There's a difference between looking at someone and looking into someone. When a woman holds your gaze just a second too long, she's not being petty. She's telling you something her words won't. Eye contact is primal. Before we had words, we had this. Connection through the eyes was the first language of attraction, and it still is. Let's break it down. You're at a jazz bar in San Antonio. Meet Ethan, 37, widowed 3 years, retired naval officer. He's talking with Michelle, 29, a graphic designer and single mom. They've just met through mutual friends. Conversation flows. It's calm, easy. But every time Ethan speaks, Michelle doesn't just look, she holds it. Her eyes don't dart around the room. She's not checking her phone. She's watching him, steady, still. And in those extra seconds of eye contact, something shifts. This isn't curiosity, it's invitation. That's the sign most men miss. They think she's just friendly, but women aren't careless with their eyes, especially when they're into you. When she looks and stays, she's giving you a signal. I want to be seen. I want you to see me. And it goes deeper. Sometimes she smiles with her eyes before her lips. Sometimes her pupils widen just slightly. Sometimes there's a flicker of tension in her jaw, barely noticeable, but it's there. That's not nerves, that's attraction. The Stoics understood this kind of silent clarity. Epictetus said, practice yourself for heaven's sake, in little things, and then proceed to greater. Learning to read the eyes is one of those little things, but it tells you everything about presence, hers and yours. Because here's the truth. You can't fake sustained eye contact when you're not interested, and you can't hold it when you're unsure of yourself. So if she's watching you, really watching you, don't look away too quickly. Don't make it weird. Just match her energy. Hold it. Let it breathe. And if she breaks it first, watch what she does. If she looks down and smiles, she's not avoiding you. She's processing the heat she just felt. The key is this: if her eye contact lingers in moments where there's no need for it, when the conversation is casual, when nothing sexual is being said, then it's not about the words. It's about you. Michelle eventually asked Ethan if he wanted to grab coffee sometime outside the group, just the two of them, and all Ethan remembered was the way she looked at him when no one else was watching. Eye contact like that doesn't ask for attention. It gives it, and in doing so it invites intimacy quietly, unmistakably. So if you've ever locked eyes with a woman and felt the heat before anything was said, comment below. I saw it happen. And don't blink now, because the next sign is something you'll notice, not in her face, but in where she invites you when the world isn't watching. Sign 4, she invites you into her private world. There's a line most people don't cross between the public you and the real you. And when a woman starts letting you pass that line, you better believe it means something. It starts small. She shows you a playlist she doesn't share with anyone. She tells you a story from her teenage years that's a little embarrassing. She says, "Let me show you my favorite place." And suddenly, you're walking into a space that isn't just physical, it's personal. This is how intimacy begins, not with loud declarations, but with quiet invitations. A woman's private world is her emotional home. It's where she stores memory, vulnerability, and meaning. And she doesn't let just anyone in. When she starts pulling you into that world, she's testing more than just your interest. She's testing your depth. Can you handle what's not polished? Can you respect what's not shared with everyone else? A woman who's interested in you physically may flirt. But a woman who trusts you enough to open her space, that's a whole different signal. And here's where most men get it wrong. They think she just likes to talk, or that she's friendly. She shares with everyone. But real privacy isn't about secrets, it's about who gets access. The Stoics would call this discretion, measured exposure. Seneca said, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." And when a woman starts bringing you into her home, her stories, her habits, her routines, you're seeing her ambitions without her needing to say them. You're not just a conversation anymore. You're in the room. And in that room, things happen. Not always sexual. Sometimes it's a kind of emotional electricity, a moment where silence feels heavier because now it matters. Maybe she pours you a drink, lights a candle, plays something soft in the background, and doesn't fill the silence with chatter. That's not just comfort, that's intention. Because when a woman invites you into her private world, she's saying, "This is who I am." When no one's watching, are you someone I can be seen by? And if you're present, really present, you'll feel the difference. You'll notice that the energy shifts. She's not performing anymore. She's allowing. And that's where the strongest connection happens, not when you're trying to impress her, but when she's letting you see her without the armor. So ask yourself, has she let you into her real space emotionally, physically, or otherwise when she didn't have to? If yes, understand this. You're not just on her radar, you're inside the gate. If you've ever stepped into that quiet space with a woman and knew it meant more than just convenience, drop this below. I've been there. Stay right here, because next we'll talk about a sign that doesn't come from her words or her space, but from the way she moves like you without realizing it. Sign 5. She mirrors your movements without realizing it. It's one of the oldest signs in human psychology and also one of the most quietly revealing. When a woman is into you, her body starts speaking your language without asking permission. She crosses her legs shortly after you do. She sips her drink right after you reach for yours. You lean in, and a few seconds later, so does she. That's mirroring. And it's not a trick, it's biology. When someone is drawn to you emotionally or physically, their nervous system starts to sync with yours. It's called limbic resonance. And it shows up in posture, pace, rhythm. Now let's bring it down to the real world. Ken, 48, from Austin, Texas, meets Julia, 43, through a mutual friend. They're both divorced, both professionals, both cautious. They meet for a drink on a slow Friday evening. Ken leans back in his chair and places one hand on the table. Minutes later, Julia does the same. He smiles, she mirrors, he laughs, looks down, then looks up. She's already watching him. He didn't say anything special, he didn't try to impress, but her body kept matching his tempo. That's not coincidence, that's chemistry at play. And the key here is unconsciousness. She's not doing it to manipulate you. She's not reading a dating blog. She's in the moment, and her body wants to be close, in rhythm, in sync. The Stoics didn't talk about body language the way we do, but they understood energy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, when the mind leans in, the body follows. Mirroring is how that shows up before the lips say a word. So what should you do when you notice it? First, stay calm. Don't suddenly shift just to test her, that's overplaying it. Instead, hold your posture. Notice if the rhythm keeps aligning. If it does, you're in a space of non-verbal connection, the kind that builds tension naturally without effort. But remember, it's not just about attraction, it's about comfort. She feels safe around you, safe enough to match, safe enough to drop her guard. That kind of resonance is rare. You can't fake it, and she can't force it. The men who recognize it without needing to push it are the ones who stay attractive because they stay composed. Julia eventually asked Ken if he wanted to grab dinner next week, not because of what he said, but because of how she felt sitting near him in sync. Steady. If you've ever caught that moment when her body started moving like yours without either of you saying a word, drop this in the comments. I felt the sync. Don't step away now, because in the next part, we're diving into something deeper than matching movement. A silence that doesn't feel empty, but charged with everything she's not saying. Sign 6, silence with her feels electric, not awkward. You know, the kind of silence that makes people uncomfortable, where someone shifts in their seat, clears their throat, or checks their phone. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a different kind of silence, a silence that pulses, breathes, feels full, not empty. When a woman is sexually attracted to you, truly drawn in, there comes a moment when the words stop, but everything else gets louder. The eye contact stays locked. The distance between you seems to shrink, even if neither of you moves. Your heart rate picks up, not because you're nervous, but because something invisible just shifted. This is not awkward silence, it's charged silence. And it only happens when the connection between you has crossed into something physical. She's not talking because she doesn't need to. You're not talking because your body is already speaking for you. And that's rare. Most interactions are noisy. People fill space with words just to avoid discomfort. But when a woman sits quietly with you and doesn't break it, when she lets the stillness hang and doesn't reach for filler, she's showing you something powerful. She's not trying to manage the moment, she's feeling it. The Stoics had a deep respect for stillness. Epictetus wrote, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Silence in this case is not foolish, it's presence, and most men can't handle it. Because here's what happens. If you panic in that moment, if you rush to say something clever, make a joke, explain yourself, or comment on the silence, you break the spell. But if you stay there, if you let the silence breathe, she'll feel it too. And the tension grows. It becomes the space where anticipation builds, not forced, not awkward, just electric. Because what you're both thinking can't be said. It would ruin the moment. She might glance at your mouth. You might feel the air get heavier. The background noise fades because your attention is completely here. This is not about making a move. It's about recognizing that something is already happening without you needing to control it. And that, right there, is the Stoic advantage. The man who can remain calm in the fire doesn't chase the flame. He lets it come to him. So the next time you're with a woman and everything slows down, no more words, no more performance, just eye contact, soft breath, and a silence that doesn't scare her, know this: that's not emptiness, it's invitation. And if you hold it, if you honor it, you become the man she doesn't forget. If you've ever felt that silence between you and her and knew exactly what it meant, comment below. I felt the pause. Sign 7. She dresses differently when she knows you'll be there. Here's the thing most men overlook. Women don't dress up for no reason. They dress with purpose, with intention, with subtle calculation, especially when they know you will be there. If you've noticed her wardrobe shift from casual to captivating right around the time she expects to see you, that's no coincidence. That's strategy in heels. It's not about showing off. It's about signaling. Let me walk you through a real-world example. Frank is 48, divorced 5 years ago, works in cybersecurity. Cautious guy, not into pickup culture. He volunteers once a month for a non-profit event in his city. That's where he met Dana, 43, sharp, divorced too, and always dressed simply until a few months in. Suddenly, every time Frank showed up, Dana's look started to shift. At first, it was just lipstick. Then came the fitted blazer, then heels, jewelry, a touch of perfume. Frank noticed, but he second-guessed it. Maybe she just wants to look professional. Maybe she always dresses like this. But here's what confirmed it. One weekend, Frank was out sick. His buddy filled in. After the event, the buddy texted, "Dana didn't really dress up today, seemed tired." Frank connected the dots. It wasn't the event. It was him. She had been dressing for him, not the job, not the room, not the event, him. And that's the thing about women who are attracted but not ready to say it out loud. They use their appearance as a form of communication. A low-cut blouse might say, "Do you notice me?" A splash of scent might whisper, "Get closer." A new shade of lipstick might ask, "What would it feel like if you kissed me?" They rarely say it directly, but they hope you're smart enough to see it. The Stoics taught us to observe, not just react. As Epictetus wrote, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." That applies here. But in this case, the listening happens with your eyes. Are you paying attention? If she's gone out of her way to look different, sexier, bolder, more radiant on the days you're around, it's not random. It's calculated closeness. And it's more than visual. Because when a woman feels drawn to a man, her style follows suit. She'll wear things that shape her figure differently, colors that draw the eye, textures that invite touch. And the moment you notice, she'll watch your reaction like a hawk. Does he look too long? Does he ignore it? And most importantly, does he see me differently? Now that's the internal question she's asking without saying a word. I'm not saying every outfit change means she wants to sleep with you. Sometimes people just want to feel confident. But when her changes are timed with your presence, when she shows up looking different only when you're expected, you'd better believe there's more beneath the surface. There's an emotional investment in her appearance, and it's wrapped in curiosity, wrapped in risk, because deep down, she's hoping you'll notice and wondering what you'll do with that knowledge. And here's the trap most guys fall into. They ignore it, or they get creepy, or they overcompliment. The Stoic response is neither. You acknowledge it subtly. You compliment without neediness. You let her know you see her without chasing her. Because the minute you get thirsty, the moment collapses. But if you stay centered, calm, grounded, you become the man she wants to dress up for. Not because you reward her for looking good, but because your presence makes her want to feel desired. That's the power. So don't underestimate it. That little black dress, that sudden change in earrings, that bold red lipstick she never wore before, it might not be for the party. It might not be for herself. It might just be for you. Have you ever realized a woman was dressing differently just for you? If you've seen that shift, comment below. I noticed the change. And if that got your attention, wait until you see the next sign, the one she hopes you don't notice but secretly wants you to understand. Sign 8. She teases, then watches how you react. This one's more dangerous than it looks because on the surface, it just feels like a joke. She says something sarcastic, mocks you playfully, puts you in the spotlight for a second, then smiles and leans back just enough to disrupt the air between you, and then she watches, not just to see if you heard her, but to see what you do with it. That's the real game. Teasing is ancient. It's not random and it's not innocent. It's a signal, a form of micro-provocation to see what kind of energy you're made of. Some women flirt with their eyes, others flirt with words. But the ones who tease, they're testing for strength because in her mind it's simple. If she can rattle you with a joke, if she can make you overreact to something light, then she already knows you're not built for real tension. See, sexual energy is tension. Attraction grows in the gap between what's said and what's felt. And teasing, that's how she opens that gap. She's not insulting you. She's not challenging your manhood. She's giving you a window, but here's the trick. That window shuts fast if you get defensive, needy, or reactive. A man who can't laugh at himself is a man who can't hold space. And if you can't hold space, you can't lead her anywhere meaningful. This is where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." That is the energy. When she playfully calls you out, you don't bite. You don't fight. You don't even flinch. You smile. You breathe. You observe. That response, cool, composed, unbothered, is what makes her look again. Because now she knows this guy. He's not just acting confident. He is confident. And confidence without composure isn't confidence at all. She doesn't need you to tease back immediately. She doesn't need a punchline. She needs proof that your masculinity doesn't shatter under minor pressure, that you can hold your shape even when she pokes it. Because here's what most men miss. When a woman teases you and watches your reaction, she's not trying to humiliate you. She's trying to see you. Your instinctual reaction tells her everything she needs to know. If you get angry, you're insecure. If you collapse, you're weak. If you try too hard to be clever, you're desperate. But if you smile, stay steady, and meet her with calm amusement, you win the moment. This is where attraction deepens, because now she's curious. She thinks, if I can't shake him with words, what else can I try? And that's where the dynamic shifts. The teasing becomes flirtation, the sarcasm becomes seduction, and suddenly the air between you feels electric. Not because you said something perfect, but because you didn't let it shake you. And trust me, she noticed. This is the sign of a man who's done his internal work. A man who doesn't need to win the moment because he already owns himself. As Seneca once put it, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Teasing is mini-adversity, a test of composure in disguise. And passing it, that's your proof. Because real attraction isn't built on big gestures. It's built on how you carry yourself when the moment goes sideways. So the next time she throws a playful jab, don't take the bait. Smile, breathe, tilt your head slightly. Let her feel the power of your stillness. Because now she's watching. And what she sees might be the beginning of everything she didn't know she wanted. If you've ever been teased by a woman and knew it meant more than just fun, comment below, I knew it mattered. Sign 9. She finds reasons to be alone with you. Let's get real. When a woman wants to sleep with you, she'll make space for it to happen. And it always starts the same way. She carves out little moments to be alone with you. She doesn't announce it. She doesn't ask you to take her home. But she'll invite you into situations where it's just the two of you. This is one of the strongest unspoken signals of sexual interest because it requires effort. She's not just accepting your attention, she's engineering proximity. Let's ground this in a real example. Derek is 51, lives in Phoenix, and runs a small home renovation business. No time for games, no patience for dating apps. Recently, he started helping out with a community restoration project, a weekend thing. At the site, there's Megan, 45, divorced, works in healthcare, and shows up every Saturday. In the beginning it was casual, a few jokes, group banter, coffee runs. But then she started showing up earlier than everyone else or staying a little later. One weekend she said, "Hey, I'm grabbing lunch after this. You want to ride together?" Nothing heavy, no pressure, just a reason to ride in the same car. Later she asked him to help carry some supplies back to her house. Again, simple, innocent. But Derek noticed she never asked anyone else. That's the signal when a woman is looking for ways to isolate you in a friendly, convenient and natural way. She's not just being social, she's exploring tension. She's seeing what you'll do when the group is gone and the space between you is private. Most women don't create those moments unless there's genuine interest. Why? Because being alone with a man always carries weight. It's intentional. She might phrase it as a favor, a quick errand, or a casual hangout, but the common thread is clear. It keeps other people out and you in. Here's what matters most. How does she behave once you're alone? Does the conversation get a little slower, more intimate? Does her eye contact linger longer than it should? Does the physical space between you feel tighter? That's when you know this isn't just about help. This is chemistry, and she created the environment for it. The Stoics weren't chasing women, but they understood the value of controlled environments. Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Being alone with her is the opportunity, but most men blow it because they either ignore it or push it too fast. The Stoic man stays present. He doesn't force the moment. He lets it evolve. Here's the truth. If she keeps finding ways to be near you when she doesn't have to be, you're not just another guy in the room. You're the one she's making space for. That matters more than compliments, texts, or flirty banter because it requires planning, risk, and presence. It means she's curious, and in many cases she's open. That kind of signal isn't loud, but it's powerful. Back to Derek. He didn't kiss Megan that day. He didn't try to escalate. He just noticed. 2 weeks later, she invited him over for dinner. Just the two of them. No crowd, no project, no need for a reason. When a woman wants you, the group disappears. The world narrows to you and her. Everything else fades. So if she's making time, space, and quiet corners just for you, pay attention. She's not waiting for you to figure it out. She's already chosen the setting and is watching to see if you show up. If you've ever realized too late that she was making space just for you, drop this in the comments. I missed the signal. Don't stop now, because the final sign is the boldest of all, and it might be hiding in the place we all look but rarely see. 9:10, she talks about fantasies without calling them hers. Let's be clear. Most women won't openly tell you what they fantasize about, especially at first, but they will talk about them, just not as their own. They'll say, "Some women like the idea of hooking up with someone they just met," or "I heard a podcast about people who role-play power dynamics. Strange, right?" Or maybe my friend was saying how hot it would be to get with a guy way older than her. She's not asking for a reaction. She's watching for it, testing it. When a woman brings up something sexual or emotionally intense while pretending it's about other people, she's doing reconnaissance. She wants to see how you respond. Do you flinch? Do you get awkward? Do you lean in? This is one of the most strategic signs of attraction because it's layered. It lets her talk about something personal without owning it outright while still creating tension. It's a way to invite you into her inner world without fully opening the door. Now here's the key. If a woman isn't interested in you, she won't waste her energy trying to bridge this gap. She won't plant these ideas or float these hypotheticals. She'll keep things light, polite, maybe friendly, but never loaded. But when she starts discussing interesting fantasies, when she suddenly becomes curious about taboo topics, when she brings up stories that involve desire, risk, or temptation, that's not random. That's a probe. Think of it like this. She's not giving you the map. She's leaving clues intentionally because she wants to see if you're sharp enough to follow them. Here's where most guys blow it. They either miss it completely and change the subject, or they jump in too strong and make it obvious they're desperate for the fantasy. The Stoic path balances this. Be aware, but not reactive. Be open, but not overeager. Recognize that her sharing, even indirectly, is a form of trust. As Epictetus said, nature gave us one tongue and two ears, so we could hear twice as much as we speak. That applies here. This isn't the time to flex, boast, or turn her suggestion into your own fantasy rant. It's the time to listen, not just to her words, but to what she's really testing. Sometimes she's saying exactly what she wants, just under the mask of other people. If you meet her there, not with judgment or excitement, but with calm presence, that's when she feels safe. And when a woman feels safe expressing hidden parts of herself, even in coded language, that's when attraction turns into connection. Let's be honest, she's not bringing up fantasies with everyone. She's doing it with you for a reason. She's sensing that you might get it, that you might not judge, that you might understand how to hold space for her desires without making her feel exposed. This takes discipline, composure, awareness, and that's why most men miss it. They want the destination, but they ignore the trail of signs she's laying down. When she talks about a woman who likes being dominated, mentions how strange it is that some people crave public attention, jokes about role-play scenarios, sudden urges or forbidden moments, don't laugh it off. Don't overstep, and don't assume she's just talking. Sometimes fantasy isn't a statement, it's a question. If I wanted this, would you be the kind of man who could handle it? If you hear that question, even in disguise, and respond with poise, presence, and stillness, she'll know you're not just some guy chasing pleasure. You're someone who can carry her truth without making it feel cheap. And that, to her, is sexier than any perfect body or slick pickup line. So next time she brings up something wild, curious, or a little too specific, pay attention. She may be telling you exactly what she wants, without ever saying the word, me. Conclusion: you've seen the signs, some subtle, some bold, but all real. If any of them felt familiar, maybe it's time to stop guessing and start seeing clearly. Once you understand how attraction works, you stop chasing and start choosing. If you found value in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's the easiest way to stay ahead every single day. Thanks for watching.